Shalom to the elect of Israel, to the whole flock of Israel, the Hebrew Israelites, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans, West Indians, and Haitians. God give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shah. The Most High, the Heavenly Father, His Hebrew name is Yahweh. Not Yahweh, not Jehovah, not God, not Elohim, not Most High, not Lord, not Yah, not Jah, not Ahaya, not Allah. It's Yahweh. And His only begotten Son name in the Hebrew is Yahweh Shah. Not Yahshua, not Yeshua, not Jesus Christos, not Jesus Christ, not Serapis Christos, not Yeshua, not Yehoshua. It's Yahweh Shah. So God to give all praises and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shah, Bahashem Rekah Kodash. The honors to the apostles and the bishops and elders of great millstone who rule well, who teach well, who are the apostles and elders of all the Israel, ready to accept it or not. And a sincere salutation to all the can pushing this truth and believing this truth throughout the four winds of the earth, the entire world, waking up the hopeful elect. And shalom to our walk through our listen learning. If you sisters who are listening learning. I'm Isaiah from GMS Atlanta, Camp coming at you another lesson in truth, fact, faith, and edification, and another day of edification, Lord willing, to be edified. So I titled this lesson, Analyzing the Luxury of the Wicked as their power decline. Analyzing the luxury of the wicked as their power decline. Right? So there's a saying, Cain got away with murder, right? You know the saying in the world, he got away with murder, right? So, analyzing the luxury of the wicked as their power decline. Now, I want to get this word analyze real quick. Actually, before I get that, let me get this. Some bug out came on my comment board last night at the plantation on the video that I did. They that worship the image, they will take the mark, right? So this guy, and his name, his channel is Guy Osment, right? He said the MOTB is mentioned in Revelation 13, but Revelation 13 was totally fulfilled in the first century. What? Therefore, there is nothing in this chapter that has any direct relevance to the 21st century or beyond. You see it? Make sure you can see it. Let me blow this up. So this bug out said again, Guy Osment, the MOTB is mentioned in Revelation 13, but Revelation 13 was totally fulfilled in the first century. Therefore, there is nothing in this chapter that has any direct relevance to the 21st century or beyond. So I said, you slow-bellied bug out. If you believe that, why is there not a video about it on your channel? Now he came back and responded, but I before I could think, before I realized, I deleted his message. But I said, no, let me not block him, because I'm gonna put this in my lesson. So I said, you slow-bellied bug out. If you believe that, why is there not a video about it on your channel? So he had came back and said, I don't know why I didn't do a video. He said, yeah, I should have did a video on it, but I didn't. Because he said, I deleted the message. Before I realized I deleted it, because he had pissed me off the rip. So I said, you don't know, because he said, I don't know why I didn't do it. He said he should have did it, but he didn't. And he said something else. So I came back and said, you don't know how to explain that garbage. You talking. That's why you can't do a video on it, right? Because he said something about the reason why he didn't do a video on it. So I came back and said, you don't know how to explain that garbage. You talking about, that's why you can't do a video on it, right? Then I said, and I think you are weak emotion, because he came back and said something else. I said, and I think you are weak emotionally, feminine, feeble, frail, beta simp, because you can't stand for what you believe. Because he said he couldn't, like, the reason why he was trying to explain the reason why he do a video on it. So I said, where your videos at about the MOTB in the first century, right? I said, you weak, bro. You stand for nothing, right? Now he said again, the MOTB is mentioned in Revelation 13, but Revelation 13 was totally fulfilled in the first century. Therefore, there is nothing in this chapter that has any direct relevance to the 21st century. So, this is my point. And it go right with the scripture. It go right with the lesson I'm finna do. So, he said none of this in Revelation 13 has nothing to do with 21st century or beyond. Well, why did it tell you in Revelation 18 that Babylon the Great gonna be destroyed? Revelation chapter 9, verse 16 through 19 talks about 200 million warheads is going to destroy North America, Babylon the Great. What is he talking about? The deliverance of the hopeful elect is in Revelation, man, other chapters. But in Revelations 11 and 12, it said they heard a voice from heaven saying, come up hither, right? And they ascended up into heaven in the cloud. What is he talking about? So he said, nothing in the book of Revelations has nothing to do with the 21st century and beyond. This guy's bugged out, man. Through. So let me get this. So now let's get this word. I want to get this word analyze. Because the title lesson is Analyzing the Luxury of the Wicked as Their Power Decline. So this is the word analyze on Google.
Analyze.
This is similar words to say examine, inspect, survey, scan, study, scrutinize, look over. It's a peruse, search, investigate, explore, probe, research, go over, check, sift, dissect. That's what we're doing. We are dissecting with this truth. It'll tell you 2 Corinthians 10 and 5, casting down the imaginations and every high thing that exalted itself against the knowledge of Yahweh Shema Shah. So we are dissecting this devil's philosophy, this devil's doctrine of the earth with truth, with the words of Yahweh Shema Shah. It say audit, judge, review, evaluate, interpret, right? What's this say? Anatomize.
Anatomize.
Anatomize. That's what we doing. Okay? So, analyzing this devil, analyzing the power of the wicked, as analyzing the luxury of the wicked as their power declines. So let's deal with this. Now, the sin in the world is he got away with murder, right? So, like, when you go to Cain, which I'm finna read here. When you go to Cain, when he killed his brother Abel, right? He got away with that. So when you read about Cain's grandson, or one of the guys from Cain lineage, right? It reads this in Genesis 4. In 23 it reads, and Lamech said unto his wives, Adah and Zillah, hear my voice, you wives of Lamech, hearken unto my speech, for I have slain a man to my wounding, and a young man to my hurt. If Cain shall be avenged sevenfold, truly Lamech 70 and 7. So here's a guy boasting in him killing a guy and getting away with it, right? The seed line of Cain, this guy Lamech, he's boasting in putting somebody to death and getting away with it, right? He say, if Cain shall be avenged sevenfold, truly Lamech 70 and 7. So these devils, they boast in getting away with murder, man. Well, according to Yahweh Shema Shah, they are not getting away with murder, man. Right? So let's get this. In Genesis, Salaki, in Job 9 and 24, it reads this. The earth is given into the hand of the wicked. He covered the faces of the judges thereof. If not, wherein who is he? So Lord gave these devils the earth, right? To rule in wickedness. So we're going to analyze these devils living in luxury as their power decline. This is Job 17 and 13. So like it's Psalm 17 and 13, it reads, because their time is coming, man. It reads, arise, O Yahweh, disappoint him, cast him down, deliver my soul from the wicked, which is thy sword, from men, which are thy hand, O Yahweh, from men of the world, because this is their world, right? The earth was given to the hand of the wicked, which have their portion in this life, and whose belly thou fillest with thy hidden treasures. They are full of children, and leave the rest of their sustenance to their babes, right? In Psalms 49:11, their inward thoughts is that their houses shall continue forever, and their dwelling places to all generations. So they're boasting in them, getting away with murder, and just running all through the earth doing whatever they want to do, which the Lord gave them the earth, right? Their inward thoughts is that their houses shall continue forever, and their dwelling places to all generations. They call their lands after their own names, right? So you got Cristobal Colon, who named Puerto Rico, right? Puerto Rico meaning rich port, port of riches. You got Amerigo Vespucci, who named America, right? North America, Babylon the Great. You got Leo Scipios Africanus, who named Africa, right? All Edomites. And you had his brother name is Scipios Asiaticus, who named Asia. Okay? Edomites, all Edomites. The inward thoughts is that their house shall continue forever, and their dwelling place to all generations. They call their lands after their own names, right? In Malachi chapter 1, whereas Edom said, we are impoverished, but we will return and build a desolate places. And they did this, right? During the Renaissance, the mid 1300s, when they came out the caves, right? Which Renaissance means rebirth. It say, whereas Edom said, we are impoverished, but we will return and build a desolate places. Thus saith Yahweh of hosts, they shall build, but I will throw down, and they shall call them the border of wickedness, and the people against whom the Lord hath indignation forever. So these devils have been given the earth, and they can run around and do whatever they want to do. They are getting away with murder until they can't. This is Psalm 73. For I was envious at the foolish when I saw the prosperity of the wicked. For there are no bands in their death, right? No snares, no traps. For there are no bands in their death, but their strength is firm. They are not in trouble as other men, neither are they plagued like other men. That's why Lamech said, if Cain shall be avenged sevenfold, truly Lamech 70 and 7, right? So that's him boasting in his lot, man, to get away with murder. Therefore, pride compasses them about as a chain, violence covereth them as a garment. Like the Lord said when you read in Ecclesiastes chapter 6, right, and Proverbs chapter 4, when it tell you to put this wisdom, knowledge, and understanding on like a garment, right? She shall be a defense for us, man, the hopeful elect. So the same way the hopeful elect got the garment, got these garments of praise in Isaiah 61, 2/3, the heathens They have a garment too, man. Okay? They have a garment too. But it's covering them. It says, let's read again. It say, therefore pride compasseth them about as a chain, violence covereth them as a garment. Their eyes stand out with fatness. They have more than heart could wish. These devils got more than anybody can ever hope for, ever want, man. Okay? These devils playing with trillions. I'm sorry, zillions of dollars. These devils got zillions of dollars, man. Their eyes stand out with fatness. They have more than hearts could wish. They are corrupt and speak wickedly concerning oppression. They speak loftily. They set their mouth against the heavens. And they tell you in Ezekiel 35 how they boast against the Lord, man. Well, when you read in Revelations, it said they set their mouth against the heavens and their tongue walketh through the earth. When they say they set their mouth against the heavens, right? Let me get this. This is the luxury that the Lord gave these devils to do, man. So let's see here. In Psalms, in Psalm 74 and 10, right? It reads this. O power, how long shall the adversary reproach? Shall the enemy blaspheme thy name forever? Right? They blaspheme the name of the Lord. Verse 18, remember this, that the enemy have reproached, O Yahweh, and that the foolish people has blasphemed thy name. Right? In Ezekiel, this is what they do. In Ezekiel 35, I got to come back to Ezekiel 2, but I want to read this point right now. Ezekiel 35 and 13, it reads, thus with your mouth have you boasted against me, right? And have multiplied your words against me. I have heard them. This is these devils blaspheming the Lord, right? Well, guess who gave them that power to blaspheme the Lord? The Lord created his own adversary, man. In Psalms 13, the Lord cold, man. In Psalm 13, it reads this. Psalm 13 in verse 5. And there was given unto him a mouth speaking great things and blasphemy, and power was given unto him to continue 42 months. And he opened his mouth in blasphemy against God to blaspheme his name, which I read in Psalms, what is that, Psalm 74, right? To blaspheme his name and his tabernacle and them that dwell in heaven. Hold on. In Psalms 74, let's read again. Psalm 74 and 10. O power, how long shall the adversary reproach? Shall the enemy blaspheme thy name forever? Verse 18, it reads, remember this, it say that the enemy have reproached, O Yahweh, and that the foolish people has blasphemed thy name, right? So in Ezekiel 35, let's read this again. This is these devils blaspheming Yahweh Shema Shah. Ezekiel 35 in verse 13, it say, thus with your mouth have you boasted against me, and have multiplied your words against me. I have heard them. You see? So these devils speaking against the Lord, man. So let's go back. So in Psalm 73, and the Lord letting them do this, man. He's letting them do this. This is the luxury of the wicked, man. They have the luxury to just walk around the earth and do whatever they want to do, man. Psalm 73 in verse 9, right? They set their mouth against the heavens and their tongue walketh through the earth. You see, they set their mouth against the heavens. Therefore, his people return hither, and waters of a full cup are wrung out to them. See, that's their lot. They get to walk around the earth and boast and talk trash and blaspheme Yahweh Shem Abishai in the children of Israel because this is their kingdom. Therefore, his people return hither, well, to the grave, back to the spiritual realm, and waters of a full cup are wrung out to them. And they say, how do God know? And is there knowledge in the Most High? Behold, these are the ungodly who prosper in the world. They increase in riches. It's talking about these devils, right? In Job 21, in verse 7, it reads, wherefore do the wicked live, become old, yea, are mighty in power. Their seed is established in their sight with them, and their offspring before their eyes. Their houses are safe from fear, neither is the rod of God upon them, right? Well, now we're starting to see these devils is falling, man. Okay? Analyzing the luxury of the wicked as their power decline, man. Because now the rod of Yahweh Shem Abishai is upon these devils. Look at what happened to this guy. You got this guy, even though George Floyd was a demon, this guy, what name? Derek Chauvin. Look what's going on. These three devils that killed Ahmaud Arbery, man. The Lord is judging these devils now, man. Okay? Their house are safe from fear, neither is the rod of power upon them. Their bull gendereth and faileth not. Their cow calfeth and cast not her calf. They got good meat. Their animal is all in order, right? Everything is flowing good with these devils. They send forth their little ones like a flock, and their children dance. They take the trembling heart and rejoice at the sound of the organ. They spend their days in wealth, and in a moment go down to the grave. Therefore they say unto God, depart from us, for we desire not the knowledge of thy ways. What is the Almighty that we should serve him? That's why we know the Lord called them fools. And what profit shall we have if we pray unto him? This is these devils, man. They don't believe in Yahweh Shema Shah. And they tell you in Deuteronomy 25 and 17, man. Let's read it real quick. That's why we watching these devils. That's why Asaph said he was envious when he saw the prosperity of the wicked, man. The Lord said, don't be envious at these devils because they going down, man. Deuteronomy 25 and 17. Remember what Amalek did unto thee by the way when you were come forth out of Egypt? How he met thee by the way and smote the hindermost of thee, even all that were feeble behind thee when thou wast faint and weary, and he feareth not God. They don't fear the Lord, man. And we keep telling you, if the chief house of Esau, Edom, the so-called white race, don't fear Yahweh Shema Bashar, how much more for the one that work with you, man? The ones that you see every day in the grocery stores or at the plantation. Because we don't get to see the elites, right? Bill Gates and Warren Buffett and Jeff Bezos is not elites, man. Okay? They basket cases, man. So how much more if the top head of these devils don't fear the Lord, how much more for the ones that we see every day, man? It say, and he feareth not God, right? So back in Job 21, it say, lo, verse 16, lo, the good is not in their hand. That's why the scriptures say, trust not thy enemy, man, because there is no good in these devils' hand. I don't care how you feel or what you think, man. None of these devils is good, man. Now, just because they look like a so-called white person, it could be an Israelite. Because, listen, there is not one Edomite on the planet Earth that doeth good, man. Not one. Not one, man. It say, lo, their good is not in their hand. The counsel of the wicked is far from me. How often is the counsel of the wicked put out? And how often cometh their destruction upon them? God distributeth sorrows in his anger. They are as stubble before the wind, and as chaff that the storm carrieth away. power live of his iniquity for his children. He rewardeth him, and he shall know it. His eyes shall see his destruction, and he shall drink of the wrath of the Almighty. For what pleasure have he in his house after him, when the number of his months is cut off in the midst? You see? So these devils is starting to be cut off, man. That's why I say it's here. Verse 29. Have you not asked them that go by the way? Job 21 and 29. Have you not asked them that go by the way? Who? The messengers, the prophets. And do ye not know their tokens? Their tokens have been exposed, man. The Lord says he's going to make Esau bear. So now we know their tokens. Okay? What it said in the 2 Thessalonians 2, they shall be revealed in their time, man. It said that have ye not asked them that go by the way? And do ye not know their tokens? That the wicked is reserved to the day of destruction. They shall be brought forth to the day of wrath. Who shall declare his way to his face? The Lord said in Psalm 94 and 16, who will stand up for me against iniquity, against the house of the evildoers, right? Who will rise up for the Lord? So it say, who shall declare his way to his face? The hopeful elect, man. And who shall repay him what he have done? Now this verse, who shall declare his way to his face, and who shall repay him what he have done? That's 2 Thessalonians 2 and 8. Listen to this. And then shall the wicked be revealed, whom the Lord shall consume with the spirit of his mouth, right? So it said in Job 21, who shall declare him his way to his face? Well, it say right here, and then the wicked shall be revealed, whom the Lord shall consume with the spirit of his mouth, right? And shall destroy with the brightness of his coming. So first they go down by the words of Yahweh Shemam Shah. Then Yahweh shall gonna come and finish him off, right? Same thing is said in Job 21. Let's read again. Job 21 and 31. Who shall declare his way to his face? The messengers, the spirit of the Lord's mouth. And who shall repay him for what he have done? Yahweh Shah, when he come with the brightness, right? Yet shall he be brought to the grave and shall remain in the tomb, man. So we are analyzing these devils, right? Analyzing the luxury of the wicked as they power decline, man. They're not getting away with murder, man. They're not getting away with murder, man. The Lord just preserved these devils, man. And though we look at them like, man, these devils doing good. They're doing big things. No. They're doing horrible things in the earth. But guess what? The Lord gave them the earth to do this, man. This is the Lord gave these devils this earth, man. Hey, it's just like leaving a child somewhere alone, man. When you come back, what's going to happen? Isaiah 26 and 10. And what it say? Children. They are children, man. Right? It say, hold on. Let me get this. In Job 30. And you expect a child to destroy everything, right? This is Job 30. In verse 8, it say, they were children of fools. Yeah, children of base men. They were violating the earth. So what do you expect from these devils? To be other than children, man. They're destroying the earth, man. That's what a child will do. If you leave a child alone, what are they going to do? He's going to get, especially a child that's crawling around. They're going to get into everything, man. Isaiah 3 and 12, it reads, as for my people, children are their oppressors. You see? Children are our oppressors, man. These ain't grown men. They children, man. So what are they doing? They destroying the planet, man. In Isaiah 26 and 10, it reads this. This Isaiah 26 and 10. Let favor be showed to the wicked, yet will he not learn righteousness. In the land of uprightness, will he deal unjustly. Okay? In the land of uprightness, Isaiah 26 and 10. So like it. Let favor be shewed to the wicked, yet will he not learn righteousness. The Lord gave you the land to rule, man. Gave these devils the land to rule. How are they ruling it? In wickedness, man. Let favor be showed to the wicked, yet will he not learn righteousness. Also, in the land of uprightness will he deal unjustly. What's going on over there in the so-called Holy Land today? There are bombs getting dropped, missiles getting shot off. People are dying over there in Israel, man. And on top of that, they had one of the biggest parades every year over there, man. Okay? People are dying over there, man. It's a let favor be showed to the wicked, yet will he not learn righteousness. In the land of uprightness will he deal unjustly, and will not behold the majesty of the Lord. So if they dealing unjustly in the land of Israel, how much more the rest of the earth, man? Remember, these are children, man. They are kids, man. Okay? In the land of uprightness will he deal unjustly, and will not behold the majesty of Yahweh. Okay? This is Jeremiah 50 in verse 7. And the Lord letting them do this, man. The Lord is letting them do this. Remember, they are swore for the Lord, right? Jeremiah 50 and 7. It say, all that found the Israelites, have devoured them. And the adversary said, we offend not. This is what they say. We offend not, because they have sinned against the Lord. So they knew that we sinned against the Lord and we didn't have a covering, that the Lord hid his face from us, right? When you read the book of Judith, chapter 5, that's what this guy's told this guy. He told this king, hey, if their power is with them, leave them alone, right? But when their power is not with them, we can take them, man, because they don't have a covering. So it say, all that found them have devoured them, and that adversary said, we offend not, right? We don't care. Hey, the Lord did it. So how much more? That's why when the guy told the woman in 2 Kings 6, when the famine, and the woman said, she told the king, she saw the king walking by, and she said, me and this woman made agreement that we was gonna boil my son today, and we're gonna boil her son tomorrow. The king said, if the Lord can't help you, what shall I do? So that's Esau. If their God ain't helping them, we might well go ahead and go in and take them, man. Right? All that found them had devoured them, and that adversary said, we offend not, because they have sinned against the Lord. Esau saying, we ain't go against the Lord. They did. So the Lord gave them to us. The habitation of the just, even Yahweh, the hope of their fathers. You see? So these devils know, man. Why? Because the Lord put the spirit on them. This is Psalm 71 and 10. Analyzing the luxury of the wicked as their power decline, man. This is what we're doing. Psalm 71 and 10. For my enemies speak against me, and they that lay wait for my soul take counsel together. Psalms 83. That's why in Jeremiah 25, starting at 14 on down, the Lord gonna destroy all these devils, man. Because they came together and took counsel against us. For my enemies speak against me, and they that lay wait for my soul take counsel together, saying, God hath forsaken him, persecute and take him, but there is none to deliver him. See, these devils know that, man. Well, we didn't have a covering, but now we do, man. So they saying, look, the Lord hath forsaken him, persecute and take him, but there is none to deliver him. You think these devils don't know who you are, man? You don't think these devils know what's going on? But they think the way they think is we up for grabs, man, all the way to the end, man. No, the Lord's going to cover the hopeful elect, man. But these devils really believe Because the Lord said, Psalms 50, right? Since the Lord been letting them do all the things that they have been done, slavery, right? Transatlantic slave trade, sub-Saharan slave trade, right? Then they're like, man, the Lord must be with us, right? He letting us get away with all this to his people because they know that we the people of the Lord. So these devils are like, the Lord been letting us get away all this time with this. He must be with us. And he must, this is another thing they think, he would never turn his face back to them. Because if he did, why would he not turn his face at this point? All the atrocities that we done did to these people, why would the Lord not turn his face back to them, seeing we done them horribly, man? They don't understand the Lord, man. Psalms 50 in verse 20, it reads, thy citizen speakers against thy brother, thy slanderers, thy own mother's son. You got to think about these devils. Their mind is so far left deep. If the Lord let us get away with all that we have done, right? From the ships to the plantation, surely he would never turn his face back to them. This is how they think, man. Thy citizen speaks against thy brother, thy slanderers thy own mother's son. These things has thy done, and I kept silent. Why did the Lord keep silent? Because he said he nourished us with discipline, man. In Jeremiah 30, he said he would not leave us altogether unpunished, right? So these things the Lord did to us is our punishment, our judgment to be corrected, right? To be punished and then corrected, man. So this is why the Lord kept silent. But now the Lord is speaking. He's turning his face. He has turned his face back to the hopeful elect. And these devils can't see it because they have been doing wickedness so long. They so far on the left, they don't see that the Lord is turning things right side up. These things has I done, Psalms 50 and 21, and I kept silent. Thy thought is that I was altogether such as one as thyself. But I will reprove thee and set them in order before thy eyes. They don't understand what's going on, man. Because if they did, that's what the Lord said this in Psalms 50. Let me keep reading right here. In Psalms 50, it say, now consider this, ye that forget God. You see, they forgot. So they've been doing this so long, they forgot the Lord is turning. He said that he was going to turn his face back to the hopeful elect and bring them again, right? They've been doing this so long on the left. They so far gone. You know how this saying is, if you tell a lie for so long, you start to believe the lie, right? Because you've been telling that same lie for years and years and years, and you start to believe it. So they so far on the left, they forgot that the Lord say he's going to turn his face back to the hopeful elect, man. So it say, now consider this, ye that forget God, at least I tell you in pieces, and there be none to deliver, right? Which he's going to do to these devils, man. This is Ezekiel 35 and 10. It reads, because thou hast said, these two nations and these two countries shall be mine, and we will possess it, whereas the Lord was there. That's them boasting. Yeah, we're going to take this, and we're going to possess it, like if the Lord was with us, man. You see? So in Psalms 50 and 21, the Lord said, you thought that he was with you in everything you did. No, we had to be punished, man. We had to be punished and corrected, man. It say, therefore, as I live, saith the Lord power, I will even do according to thine anger, right? What they have done to us for hundreds and hundreds of years, man. I will even do according to thine anger and according to thy envy, which thou hast used out of thy hatred against them. And I will make myself known among them when I have judged thee. I just read in Psalms 50. He said, I will reprove thee and set them in order before thine eyes. So it said again right here. The Lord say, and I will make myself known among them when I have judged thee. And now we starting to see these devils are being judged, man. They're being judged from the Lord, man. Let's get this. Verse 12. And thou shalt know that I am the Lord, Yahweh Shemawashah, and that I have heard all thy blasphemies which thou hast spoken against the mountains of Israel, saying, they are laid desolate, they are given us to consume. That's what these devils say. Oh man, hey, what's that? Wisdom of Solomon 2. They said, come, right? Let's read that. Just said the Lord gave us, the Lord, these devils said the Lord gave us to them to do whatever they want. Oh, I got to get this first. Isaiah 51, right? Isaiah 51 and verse 22. Thus saith thy Lord, the Lord, and thy power that pleadeth the cause of his people. Behold, I have taken out of thy hand the cup of trembling, even the dregs of the cup of my fury. Thou shalt no more drink it again. But I will put it into the hands of them that afflict thee, which have said to thy soul, bow down, that we may go over. And thou hast laid thy body as the ground and as the street to them that went over. They've been walking all over us, man, tramping all over us, thinking that the Lord is with them because the Lord let them do what they do in the earth, man. Hey, that's what the Lord said. The pride of their heart have deceived them, man. So since they think they get to come against the children of Israel, the Lord chosen people, and do whatever they want, they can just do this to every other nation, right? Because every other nation is heathens. So if they saying the Lord let them do this to his people, we can destroy any other nation on the planet, man. Right? The other 16 nations outside of Esau, Edom, right? 18 nations the Lord created. You got the children of Israel, right? The 12 tribes of Israel, one nation. You got the Edomites, one nation. Then you got 16 other nations. So these devils saying, if the Heavenly Father Yahweh let us do this to the people whom he called the apple of his eye, we can destroy everybody else with no problem. We got to get these Israelites first. And that's what they did. That's why they call themselves Jews. Because if they conquered us, they can conquer any other nation. Okay? So this is, what was I finna get? So I read Ezekiel 35, right? In Ezekiel 36, these devils, man. But the Lord been letting them do this, man. So again, analyzing the luxury of the wicked as their power decline, man. Ezekiel 36 and 1. Also, thou son of man, prophesy unto the mountains of Israel, and say, ye mountains of Israel, hear the word of the Lord. Thus saith the Lord power, because the enemy have said against you, aha, aha, the boy coming to America, aha, even the ancient high places are ours in possession. You see, that's these devils. If we take Israel, we can take any other country, man. Therefore prophesy and say, thus saith the Lord power, because they have made you desolate and swallowed you up on every side, that ye may be a possession unto the residue of the heathen. Who is the residue of the heathen? It's talking about the Edomites, man. They are the residue out of all 17 heathen nations. It say, and ye are taken up in the lips of talkers, and are an infamy of the people. Therefore, ye mountains of Israel, hear the word of the Lord power. Thus saith the Lord power to the mountains, and to the hills, and to the rivers, and to the valleys, to the desolate wastes, and to the cities that are forsaken. Why the city forsaken Israel? Because we are not there, man. Which became a prey and derision to the residue of the heathen that are round about. Therefore, thus saith the Lord power, surely in the fire of my jealousy have I spoken against the residue of the heathen and against all Idumea. Idumea is who? Amalek, which have appointed my land into their possession with the joy of all their heart, with the spiteful minds to cast it out for a prey. Right? In Psalms 79 and 1, O power, The heathen are coming to thine inheritance. Thy holy temple have they defiled. They have laid Jerusalem on heaps. Who laid Jerusalem on heaps? History tell us you had the Babylonians, right? You had the Greeks, you had the Romans. This is what history say, man. You can't go against history. This is facts. It's in the scriptures first, though. But history just backs up what's in the scriptures. That's how cold the Lord is. He had these scholars. That's why I tell you in Psalm 68, their own tongue shall fall upon themselves, man. Right? Verse 7 say, and power shall shoot at them with the arrow, and they shall be wounded. Verse 8 say, so they shall make their own tongue to fall upon themselves. Who put all this history on Google, on DuckDuckGo, on the World Wide Web? Who put this history for us to learn about it? Esau Edom, so-called white man. The Lord put the spirit on him. Show you how cold the Lord is, man. The history on Google just backs up what's in the scriptures. So we understand Vocab Malone and friends is hurt, man, because they know they're Edomites and they got to pay for what their forefathers have done, which they are their forefathers, man. So it say, oh power, the heathen are coming to thine inheritance. How are they coming to our inheritance? How? They took the land, okay? And another cold thing, when them devils took that land in 1948, 47, beginning in 47, when they took that land, they was like, man, the Lord let us just take the land and he ain't do nothing to us. So he must be with us. Or there isn't a God. So they took the land, right? It say, the heathen are coming to thine inheritance, thy holy temple have they defiled. And we know Esau did this. First Ezra 4 and 45. Let's read it. We're gonna come back. First Ezra 4 and 45 reads, thou also hast vowed to build up the temple which the Edomites burned when Judea was made desolate by the Chaldeans. So we know it was Esau. So back in Psalms 79, who is it talking about? This ain't talking about the Babylonians. It's talking about these devils. O power, the heathen are coming to thine inheritance. Into thine inheritance. The Babylonians ain't coming to the inheritance. No, this talking about Edom, man. So that guy talking about Revelation 13 had nothing to do with 21st century and beyond. You bug out, nigga. It say, the heathen are coming to thine inheritance. Thy holy temple have they defiled. They have laid Jerusalem on heaps. The Greeks and the Romans did this, man. The Babylonians too, but this is dealing with prophecy on Esau, Edom, the so-called white nation. It say, the dead bodies of thy servants have they given to be meat unto the fowls of heaven, the flesh of thy saints unto the beasts of the earth. Their blood have they shed like water round about Jerusalem, and there was none to bury them. We are become a reproach to our neighbors, a scorn and derision to them that round about us. It's a scorn and derision to them that round about us. Watch this. When you go to Habakkuk, chapter 1 and 5, it reads this. Let's read 6. For lo, I raised up the Chaldeans, that bitter and hasty nation. What's America? What's America known as? The word for America means bitter, man. For lo, I raised up the Chaldeans, that bitter and hasty nation, which shall march through the breadth of the land to possess the dwelling places that are not theirs. They are terrible and dreadful, the Greeks, the Romans. Their judgment and their dignity shall proceed of themselves. It say their horses are swifter. Their horses also are swifter than the leopards, right? You had the Greeks, the leopards, then you had the Romans. Their horses also are swifter than the leopards and more fierce than the evening wolves, and their horsemen shall spread themselves, and their horsemen shall come from far, and they spread themselves because North America has over 800 military bases around the world, man, right? It's a Salakia. It say their horses also are swifter than the leopards, and are more fierce than the evening wolves, and their horsemen shall spread themselves, and their horsemen shall come from far. What the Lord said in Deuteronomy 28. What the Lord say? A nation from far. Let's get that real quick. In Deuteronomy 28, and 49. Yahweh shall bring a nation against thee from far, from the end of earth, as swift as the eagle flieth. A nation whose tongue thou shalt not understand. A nation of fierce countenance, which shall not regard the person of old, nor show favor to the young. Right? It's a tongue who thou shalt not understand. When you go into this book, the Roman Empire, the Empire of the Edomites, they spoke Latin, man. Okay? They spoke Latin, man. These Edomites. So when the Lord say, the Lord shall bring a nation against thee from far, from the end of earth, as swift as the eagle flieth, a nation whose tongue thou shalt not understand, man. So, because they are Hebrew Edomites, right? But what happened? The Lord took that from them, man. Okay? He took that. Now they got they speak whole different languages, man. Showing you talking about these devils. So back in Habakkuk 1, in verse 8, it say, and their horses shall come from far, they shall fly as the eagle that hastens to eat. The Lord told us in Deuteronomy 20:49. They shall come all for violence, their faces shall sup up as the east wind. Hold on. It said they shall come all for violence. What does it say in Psalm 73? Just read it. All this linked to this devil, man. Psalm 73 in verse 5. They are not in trouble as other men, neither are they plagued like other men. Therefore, pride compasseth them as a chain. It's a violence, covereth them as a garment. So they shall come all for violence. You see it? Habakkuk 1 in verse 9. They shall come all for violence. Their faces shall sup as the east wind, and they shall gather the captivity as the sand. And they shall scoff at the kings. Listen, and the princes shall be a scorn unto them. They shall deride every stronghold, for they shall heap dust and take it, man. These devils, man. And the Lord been letting them do all this, man. In Isaiah chapter 1 and verse 7, it reads, your country is desolate. Now, when you read Isaiah 1 and 1 all the way through 6, it talk about how Israel is sick. The whole head is sick. The whole heart is faint, right? Let me read verse 6. It say, let's read 2, so you know it's talking about us. Isaiah 1 and 2, hear, O heavens, is the Lord talking to you Israelites, and give ear, O earth. For the Lord hath spoken, I have nourished and brought up children, and they have rebelled against me. The ox knoweth his owner, and the ass his master's crib, but Israel doeth not know, my people doeth not consider, right? So you get down to verse 6 and say, from the sole of the foot, even unto the head, there is no soundness in it, but wounds and bruises and putrefying sores. They have not been closed, neither bound up, neither modified with ointment. So on top of the Lord causing us to fall heavy, to lose our heritage, to lose our lineage, to lose our Hebrew, he said, verse 7, he said, and your country is desolate, your cities are burned with fire, your land, strangers devour it in your presence. And it is desolate as overthrown by strangers, man. This is Ezekiel 7 and 20. It reads, as for the beauty of his ornament, he set it in majesty, but they made the images of their abominations and of their detestable things therein. Therefore have I set it far from them. Right? This is what we were doing in the land of Jerusalem, being wicked. So the Lord say, because you did these things, and I will give it into the hands of the strangers for a prey, and to the wicked, and to the wicked of the earth for a spoil, and they shall pollute it. Then said the Gentiles shall trot down the city until the time of the Gentiles are fulfilled. The Lord say, my face will I turn also from them, Ezekiel 7:22, and they shall pollute my secret place. For the robbers shall enter into it and defile it. It said Jerusalem shall be trodden down, right? make a chain, for the land is full of bloody crimes, and the city is full of violence. Why? Because who's in it? First, we was in it being wicked, right? We was doing wickedness, man. Jake was committing all type of abomination, man, and then having their animals rather sacrifice when they got back from doing that, man. That's what the Lord say. He done away with those sacrificial animals. He done away with that, man. It say, verse 24, wherefore will I bring the worst of the heathen, and they shall possess their houses. I will also make the pomp of thy strength, Salakia, I will also make the pomp of the strong to cease, which is Israel, and their holy places shall be defiled, man. This is what the Lord did to us, right? Well, he been letting these devils do this, man. Analyzing the luxury of the wicked as their power decline, man. This is, and the Lord said this, man. Psalm 75:4, it reads, I said unto the fools, deal not foolishly, and to the wicked, lift not up the horn. Lift not up your horn on high, speak not with a stiff neck. You see? So because they doing it throughout the four corners of the earth, man. Well, what we see going on is the Lord has turned things right side up, man. Because these devils in Zechariah, this is just me analyzing the luxury of the wicked as they decline, man. Zechariah 1:15, it reads, and I am very sore displeased with the heathen that are at ease, for I was but a little displeased, and they helped forward the affliction, man. You see, they went overboard, man. They went overboard. In Isaiah 47, in verse 6, and we all know these scriptures, man, but this is for them that come after, man. Isaiah 47:6, I was wroth with my people. I have polluted my inheritance and given them into thine hand. Thou didst show them no mercy. Upon the ancient has thou very heavily laid thy yoke. You see? And thou saidest, I shall be elated forever, and thou didst not lay these things to thy heart, neither didst thou remember the latter end of it, man. See, they ain't think about this, man. I read in Psalm 50, the Lord say, hey, woe to you that forget the Lord, man. Therefore, hear not this, thou that art given to pleasures, that dwellest carelessly, that says in thine heart, I am, and none else beside me. What is it, Isaiah 14? Right? So you're going to sit on the sides of the north, in the congregation in the sides of the north, right? 2 Thessalonians 2:4, who opposeth and exalted himself above all that is called God. So this devil saying, I am, and none else beside me. I shall not sit as a widow, neither shall I know the loss of children. Right? But these two things shall come to thee in a moment, in one day. In one day, the loss of children and widowhood that shall come upon, it said, they shall come upon thee in their perfection. A perfect judgment, man. For the multitude of thy sorceries, for the great abundance of thine enchantments. For thou hast trusted in thy wickedness, thou hast said, none see of me. I read that in Job 21. Also with that Psalm 73, they say, how do God know? Let's read it. In Psalm 73, reading the point. What do they say? It's Psalm 73 and verse 11. And they say, how do God know? And is there knowledge in the Most High? You see, how do he know? Right? Let me get this one. In Job 21, it say, they spend their days in wealth, and in a moment go down to the grave. They say unto God, depart from us, for we desire not the knowledge of thy ways. What is the Almighty that we should serve him? And what profit should we have if we pray unto him? You see? So these devils have no understanding, man. They have no understanding. So let's go back to Isaiah 47 and 12. It reads, Isaiah 47 and 11 and 10. It say, "For thou hast trusted in thy wickedness, thou hast said, none seeth me. Thy wisdom and thy knowledge, it hath perverted thee, and thou hast said in thy heart, I am, and none else beside me. Therefore shall evil come upon thee, thou shalt not know from whence it riseth, and mischief shall fall upon thee, thou shalt not be able to put it off, and desolation shall come upon thee suddenly, which thou shalt not know." So you see, these devils don't have no understanding of what's going on, man. They don't know what's going on. They've been so far on the left, man. They have no clue. In Revelation 18, it reads this, verse 7, reading the point. It say, "How much she have glorified herself and lived deliciously, so much torment and sorrow give her, for she saith in her heart, I sit a queen, and am no widow, and shall see no sorrow. Therefore shall her plagues come in one day, death and mourning and famine, and she shall be utterly burnt with fire, for strong is the Lord, Yahweh Shema power, who judgeth her," man. You see, these devils, man, they have no clue what's going on with the Lord, man. But this is them been running through the earth and getting away with murder, man. These devils been getting away with murder so long, they think they untouchable, man. Well, let's close with this in Job. Job 18. And there's plenty of precepts, man. I'm gonna close with this. Job 18 and 4. It reads, "Yet the light of the wicked shall be put out, and the spark of his fire shall not shine. The light shall be dark in his tabernacle, and his candle shall be put out with him." And it's cold too, man, because in Proverbs 20, Proverbs, what is that? Let's see here. Proverbs 20, right? It's Proverbs 20 and 27. It reads, "Remember, it said the candle, his candle shall be put out," right? "The spirit of man is the candle of the Lord, searching all the inward parts of the belly." So this devil say, the Lord do not see of them, right? It say, Proverbs 20 and 27, "The spirit of man is the candle of the Lord, searching all the inward parts of the belly." You see? So in Job 20, in Job 18, it reads, it say, "The light shall be dark in his tabernacle, and his candle shall be put out with him." Because who is his candle? It's Yahweh Shema Shah, man. It said, "The steps of his strength shall be straightening, and his own counsel shall cast him down." Hold on. It said his own counsel shall cast him down, right? I quoted it earlier in Psalm 68 and 7. "O power," Salaki, wrong chapter. Psalm 64 and 7, it reads, "But power shall shoot at them with an arrow, suddenly shall they be wounded." Remember it said in Isaiah 47 and 11, "Suddenly shall all this come upon thee, and you shall not be able to put it off." It say, "But power shall shoot at them with an arrow, suddenly shall they be wounded." So now they can't stop what's going on now with the word of the Lord, man. Them being exposed, being made naked. Jeremiah 49, what is that? Jeremiah 49 and 10, the Lord said he made Esau bare, right? Same thing you see in Isaiah 47 and 1. Isaiah 47 and 3, "Make bare the leg, uncover the locks, pass over the river," right? And remember the elder brother Amawan Gabar mentioned, he was like, if you passing over a river, if a female passing over a river, right, and the water clear, you can see up under that skirt, man. Okay, you can see what kind of draw she got on, right? So it's a, but power shall shoot at them with an arrow. Suddenly shall they be wounded, right? So they shall make their own tongue to fall upon themselves. All that see them shall flee away. That's why these nations are separated. Oh, it said all that see them shall flee away. Remember in Deuteronomy, in Daniel's 2, it say they shall mingle themselves with the seed of men, but they shall not cleave one to another. Right? Was that Daniel's 2 and 43, man? You see? Let's read that again, man. Psalm 64. Psalm 64 and 8. So they shall make their own tongue to fall upon themselves. All that see them shall flee away. Right? In Daniel's 2 and 43, it talks about that, man. It say, and whereas thou sawest iron mixed with miry clay, they shall mingle themselves with the seed of men, but they shall not cleave one to another, even as iron is not mixed with miry clay. So what we see going on is these nations is separated from Babylon the Great, man. They have been exposed. The Lord have shot at them, and they are weak, man. And they can't turn back what's going on. Prophecy is fulfilling the earth, man. Prophecy is throughout the four corners of the earth. Everybody know that these are the Edomites, man. So back in Job 18, and 7, it said, the steps of his strength shall be straightened, and his own counsel shall cast him down. Obadiah 1 and 7. Revelation 17 and 16, right? It said, the 10 horns upon the beast, these shall hate the whore. It say, his own counsel shall cast him down. For he is cast into a net by his own feet, and he walketh upon a snare. The jinn shall take him by the heel. Who is the jinn? It's a trap. It's a snare. But who is it? It said the jinn shall take him by the heel. When you go to Hosea 12 and 3, let's find out who that jinn is that took him by the heel. This is Hosea 12 and 3. He took his brother by the heel in the womb, and by his strength he had power with God. Who took his brother by the womb? Who took his brother by the heel? Jacob took Esau. So it say, who came out of Jacob? Yahushua, right? So it said Job 18. Job 18 and 9. The jinn, which is a trap, a snare, the jinn shall take him by the heel, right? And the robber shall prevail against him. Who is the robber now? The same person who the jinn is. Yahushua, man. The robber shall prevail against him. Why does it say the robber? The scripture said what? Yahushua shall return like a thief in the night, man. Right? That's robbers, man. They come to, hey, they don't come when you ain't aware. The jinn, Job 18 and 9, the jinn shall take him by the heel, Esau, Edom, and the robber shall prevail against him. That's Yahushua. The snare is laid for him in the ground, and a trap for him in the way. The same way how they catch bears. Yeah, this is how you getting caught. Terror shall make him afraid on every side, and shall drive him to his feet. When you go into that, they're going to be on the ground. Isaiah 47 and 1. His strength shall be hunger bitten, and destruction shall be ready at his side. It shall devour the strength of his skin, even the firstborn of death, that jinn, that robber, even the firstborn of death shall devour his strength. Who is the firstborn of death? Yahushua, right? The first and second Adam. His confidence shall be rooted out of his tabernacle, and it shall bring him to the king of terrors, man. Right? And Yahushua said what? If you saw me, you saw my father, man. So Yahushua is coming back with all terror, man. And if you don't want to repent, you so-called Negro, Latinos, Native Americans, you West Indians and Haitians, terrible judgment, man. It shall dwell in his tabernacle because it is none of his, because we always bought with a price, man. All of us. You can't sell your soul to Esau. You can sell out for some money, but you can't sell your soul because it's not ours. Tell you in James 4, we are but our life is but a vapor that appears for a little time and then vanisheth away, man. Psalms 1 Corinthians 3, 16 and 17, 1 Corinthians 6 and 19, right? 2 Corinthians 6 and 16, man. Our spirits is the Lord's, man. It say, and it shall dwell in his tabernacle because it is none of his. Brimstone shall be scattered upon his habitation. That's in Job 21, right? Job 20 and 23. It said the Lord shall rain upon him while he is eating. His roots shall be dried up beneath. Oh, it shall dwell in his tabernacle because it is none of his. It say brimstone shall be scattered upon his habitation. What's a habitation? Let's look this up. Let's look at the word habitation real quick on Google. Let's see what Google say. Let's play it up.
Habitation.
Habitation. It's a state or process of living in a particular place. Right? Let's see what some of the words say. It say occupancy, occupation, residence, residency, housing, billeting, quartering, dwelling, inhabitants. It got lodging, house, home. It say accommodations, housing, pad, residence, dwellings, domicile, right? A dwelling place. One of the words is domicile. Let's play it.
Domicile.
A person's resident of home, right? Domicile, right? When you look at the word kingdom, what does it mean? The word kingdom means a domicile for kings, man. Okay? A domicile for kings. So in Job 18, it's his confidence shall be rooted out of his tabernacle, and it shall bring him to the king of terrors. It shall dwell in his tabernacle because it is none of his. Brimstone shall be scattered upon his habitation, man. Everything about these devils is going to be burnt up. Obadiah 1 and 18. It say brimstone. Isaiah 9 and 16. It tell you about, it said by the fire and the smoke and the brimstone, right? These 200 million warheads, his roots shall be dried up beneath, and above shall his branches be cut off. His remembrance shall perish from the earth, and he shall have no name in the streets. He shall be driven from light into darkness and chased out of the world. What does it mean to be chased out of the world, man? That means if the earth was flat and somebody ran you to the end of the earth, you just fell off into space. You just falling forever in space, right? Can we all agree? Yeah. He should neither have son nor nephew among his people, nor any remaining in his dwellings. Okay? It said he should be chased out of the world, man. And all we know is this world, earth, right? There's other worlds out there, man. Meaning this devil can't go to the other worlds. That's why they can't get past the radiation belt, man. Because those worlds, those millions and billions of galaxies, is for you Hebrew Israelites, man. Okay? Closing precept, Job 11 and 20. I love this precept, man. It reads, it say, let me read some of this, right? This is verse 16. This is talking about the hopeful elect, right? Listen. This is Job 11:16. Because thou shalt forget thy misery and remember it as waters that pass away. When you're standing at a river, right? When the water's flowing in the river, you don't never see those same waters. Them waters going down the river, right? This is Lord saying how our misery, what's going to happen to our misery, man? It shall pass. It say, because thou shalt forget thy misery and remember it as waters that pass away. Meaning it's gonna be it's gonna be nothing. It's gone, man. It say, and thy age shall be clearer than the noonday. Thou shalt shine forth, thou shalt be as the morning, kingdom of heaven. Verse 18. And thou shalt be secure because there is hope. Yeah, thou shalt dig about thee, and thou shalt take thy rest in safety. the kingdom of heaven. Verse 19. Also, thou shalt lay down, and none shall make thee afraid. Yeah, many shall make suit unto thee. Servants. Master, what do you have today? Master, well, yeah, coming to America. Many shall make suit unto thee. Go look it up. Yeah, they're going to come to you. Hands and knees. Verse 20. That's to the hopeful elect. Guess what happened to the wicked? Job 11:20. But the eyes of the wicked shall fail, and they shall not escape. And their hope shall be as the giving up of the ghost. What's the Lord saying right here? He said in Lamentation 4, man. It say, but the eyes of the wicked shall fail, and they shall not escape, and their hope shall be as the giving up of the ghost, man. You know what does it mean for your hope? The best your hope is just give up the ghost. The Lord cold, man. Well, he told him in Lamentation 4, rejoice and be glad, O daughter Edom, because the best you got, the best you got is to just kill yourself. That's what the Lord's saying. And their hope shall be as the giving up of the ghost, man. You see that? Just give up your spirit and die, man. You might as well. Hey, because you're finna be led to the king of terrors, man. So, analyzing the luxury of the wicked as their power decline. Lord was edifying. Gotta give all praises and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shah, Bahashem Rekah Korash. Double honors to the apostles and elder bishops and elders of great millstone who teach well, who are the apostles and elders of all Israel, written accepted or not. And a sincere salutation to all the Akim pushing the truth and believing this truth, but the four winds of the earth, the entire world, waking up the hopeful elect. And shalom to the Akwal who are listening and learning, you two sisters who are listening and learning. Lord was edifying. And they tell me I say shalom. Wow, above for tuning in. May Yahweh Shema Shah continue to bless you in your houses. Stay prayed up.